Okay, take two. How are you doing? My name is Peter Stark, and I am the director, president and director. Sounds more fancy than it is, but that is my title. I'm the president and director of the Rock School for Dance Education here in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. And this is my first vlog, learning how to do this. Who says you can't teach an old dog new tricks? I am an old dog, and I'm learning a new trick. And my goal with this is to share what I know and to open our doors to all of you to learn about the Rock School. So this is kind of a quiet week. We are in between sessions. We finished our school year. We finished with a big series of performances. This year we did A Midsummer Night's Dream, which was really beautiful. We actually rented the drops that you see here in this video from Grosh. And I've used Grosh before, and I have never been more pleased. They're very light, these drops. They're not heavy to pick up. They ship them on time. You can unpack them easily. I actually rented two legs that included sort of an overhang border. We called this port the border and this port the legs. So, and they came together to make a portal. And as soon as you add sort of the multiple levels of portals, you get this really in-depth look, like a diorama, like you're there. And then a backdrop, and then Dennis, our amazing production director, made the bower out of an old nutcracker boat. We actually bought Indiana University's nutcracker. I'll do another vlog on that whole thing, which is very interesting. But it came with a boat that we didn't need, so we used the walnut bottom of the boat. Dennis made a top of the shell, and that was it. And you know what's so great about Midsummer Night's Dream is that it is a one-act ballet and one scene. So you know, once you create this one scene, you're kind of there for the whole time. The only difference is there is a wedding, that very famous wedding march that you guys all know, or everybody should know. If you've been to a wedding any place, anywhere, ever, you know the wedding march. So for that, we kind of lightened the scene, made it a little bit more yellow than green. But really, you're in one place, and it really came out beautifully. Anyway, back to where I started. We finished the year. We did A Midsummer Night's Dream. We did some pre-ballet recitals. So that's for our 3, 4, 5, 6, 7-year-olds. They just do a show that's separate. Really like to keep all the shows to 1 hour. I'm sure you guys can appreciate that. We did our high school graduation. We have a full academic school here. Kids do different online programs, but when they finish high school, we do a formal graduation, cap and gown with speakers. It's really a beautiful event. The parents can come and celebrate, you know, with their family members. Did that. Now we're on like a 2-week hiatus, and all focus is on our summer intensive program, which begins on Sunday. Today is Tuesday. Probably when you're going to see this, this will be in the past. So you are seeing past me talking about our future summer intensive program. And you know, really, it's a huge program, over 500 students. I'm very proud to say that we have 73 young men in these 525 students that will be attending. But there's a lot of work that goes into that ahead of time. And really what I want to do with these vlogs is to share some of that work with all of you, how we do the scheduling, how we plan the shows, on and on and on. But to begin, I felt, you know, there's no place to begin but simply to do it. And so we're doing it. You know, I often say that if I ever started or wrote a book about working out, I would call it the restart method, because you guys know when you're working out, invariably you get out of your system. You know, somebody comes to visit, you don't feel well, I don't know, your workload is big, you're taking too long on the coffee, and you get out of your system, and then you have to sort of start again. And I do feel like just restarting, just going, when you're, it's like when you're sore as a ballet dancer, the best thing to do is to get right back into class. You're sore, just start. Don't wait till you're not sore. just get back in and work through that soreness. So similarly with this vlog project, I am starting. I just figured, you know what? If I'm going to do it, I got to do it. I keep thinking about the perfect moment, and there is no perfect moment. So I am talking to you right now from my office. I have a really beautiful office with a great view. I wonder if I can show you guys the view. Maybe I'll just stand up and like flip the camera a little bit. Will it work? A little. You can sort of see. There's a big new building out there. It has a 200-foot swimming pool. That's pretty nice, right? So that used to be a parking lot, and now it's this like very fancy schmancy building. Across the street was a parking lot diagonally, and now we have Target and Starbucks and Chipotle and Sprouts. And on this side, we have Giant. So what was once kind of a rough neighborhood in Philly has become this really, glorious neighborhood. And my office has these big windows that looks out. I'm going to move this camera just back a little. And there we go. And I figured this would be a good place to talk because, it's my office. I can always have access to it. So the crisis of today, because, when you're running something, I think you have to really embrace solving problems. And people either like solving problems or they don't. And I like it. It's like a puzzle. I don't know, it's like a card game. Any of you guys play card games? You can comment below on card games you like. I love Hearts. I love Euchre. Recently gotten into Rumicube, which is like a dominoes thing, but it's kind of like cards. Anyway, I like solving problems. The problem of today was we came up with this whole showcase plan so that every level in our summer program has a teacher that's assigned to set a piece. And we're doing sort of suites of dances, a suite from Capella, a suite from Swan Lake, a suite from Paquita. And each suite has about 3 core dances. We'll also teach solos and duets to some select kids, but everybody gets to be in the performance. And then we make videos and movies of those dances, and we send them to the teacher so that you can say to the teacher, this is the deal. You're teaching the opening of Paquita. This is the version. Here's the music. Go. And this is the first year we've actually split the program into 2 locations. And I used to work for Boston Ballet, and they do that with their program. And we split it more or less by age. It's a little fuzzy because of the way we accept students over time. But it's basically split by age. It's the same program, same teachers. I'm going back and forth. Melissa Stafford, my chief artistic officer, is going back and forth. Etienne Diaz, who runs the Westchester School, is going back and forth. So the kids are getting the same experience, but and the same schedule. It's 4.5 hours every day. They get a ballet class, pointer or jumps and turns class. So that's, male or female sort of specific repertory, stretch Pilates, yoga, contemporary, ballroom, partnering. Is that it? Probably. There might be something else. And then variations and repertory. So in the repertory is when they learn these things. So I looked at the schedule, everything looks the same. And then I just realized in Westchester, they have different rep teachers coming and going. Well, you have to have 1 rep teacher per level so that the teacher can teach the dance to that class, right? And they're responsible for it. You can't have 1 person teaching the first 8 counts, another person teaching the second 8 counts. It'd be chaos. So just today we realized that was a problem. And fortunately, we have 5 days to solve it, but it's going to be a rejuggling of the schedule. And I always say the schedule is like a kaleidoscope where like you shift 1 class or 1 teacher and it's like all the little things shift, But one of the things that I really want to do in the future with this vlog is to share how we are able to do our scheduling that is so complex with so many levels and so many students and so many teachers, because we have a really great system where we can analyze it using online internet tools. It's once upon a time, I'm old enough, we used to do everything, with a pencil and paper. I remember working it on the plane, and there'd be like eraser nubs all over my lap and the seat because I'd like, write something and then I'd erase it and then I'd write it and then I'd erase it. But now it all happens on the computer. But I want to share that with all of you guys. Anyway, this is the beginning. We started. Welcome to the Rock School. It's lovely to meet you, and I look forward to talking more about all of these things I touched upon in the future. Thanks for tuning in, and follow the Rock School on our social media platforms. We're on Instagram, Facebook, and everywhere else. The Rock School. See you soon. Bye-bye.